Hello, my customer success friends. Irit Eizips here for CSM Practice, the customer success consulting firm. Today I have with me Mary Poppen, Chief Customer Officer for Glint. And thank you, Mary, for joining me.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Mary and I are going to do a presentation at Pulse Conference in May 2019, and we thought we'll give you some nuggets in case you can't come to the conference. We came up with this sort of methodology that anybody that's watching this video can implement, because there's certain aspects of how you scale towards customer wow that really makes a difference if you follow these steps. Essentially, when we think about it in terms of best practices, we start by listening to our customers and stakeholders, and then we come up with goals. We define best practices or new playbooks or new programs to cater to those goals, and we test it out. We gauge the impact, if it worked or not, and then we systemize it, meaning automate it. So what I'd like to do in this video is ask Mary some questions, and maybe she can share how she leveraged that methodology, which we're going to expand on at Pulse Conference, and share with you how things worked out at Glint. When you went through this transition at Glint and you were working on scaling the customer success operations, what did you focus on?
We were being asked to be more efficient, which probably sounds familiar to many of you. And as we looked at our model, we really provided that white glove service across all of our customers, which if we could continue to scale and build resources and provide that model going forward, how great would that be? But it's not realistic. So when you get to 100 plus customers, it's a lot more challenging to have that model and to be efficient. And so we listened to what was working for our customers and what we thought might work in terms of being able to scale from sort of a one-to-many perspective. And so we did a lot of listening around a pooled model. How would customers respond to that? What did our executive team and board think about that? And we were able to pilot this new model of having essentially multiple CSMs servicing one segment of customers, namely our smaller customers. And so we piloted this. We interviewed our customers. We also sent out surveys. We looked at NPS to see what was working. And then we were able to scale that across all of our SMB segment.
You definitely had a goal in mind, which is to scale the customer success program. How are you going to gauge whether whatever playbooks you're going to put in place actually work?
So we actually had implemented 𝘧𝘪𝘳𝘐𝑪, and we created a customer health scoring, calculated health score that we were able to leverage from an early warning system perspective, so we could get ahead of any risk. And what we essentially focused on were two things. One was adoption. So have we seen the stakeholder adoption be consistent from implementation through really ongoing self-service for those customers? And then also look at the NPS score, which we do twice a year, and make sure that those customers were actually in a good place with the model.
Did you immediately launch this new program to your entire customer base?
We actually piloted it with a subset of our SMB customers, those who had already began using our self-service capabilities or who showed an interest in doing so. And from there, we were able to assess what worked or what didn't work before we launched it to the broader segment.
You launched it for a segment, and then what did you do? Did you interview some customers? Did you do a survey? What did you do with this cohort of clients?
So we did interview those customers that were in the initial group, and we also looked at their user adoption within 𝘧𝘪𝘳𝘐𝑪. So we were able to see if anything had trailed off in terms of what we would expect to see in their usage.
This is a very important step. If you're launching any customer success initiatives, you want to make sure that you launch them for a cohort of customers and then monitor the impact. In her case, it was health score and NPS, adoption trends. In your case, it might be something different. It really depends on what the initiative is focused on. And then you took this feedback. Who did you share it with?
So I shared it with the entire executive team and the board as an indicator why we were changing our model and why it made sense to the organization and how we were going to ensure that we did not drop our customer experience in any way.
And that's why it's so important to do this in stages. If you're looking for an executive buy-in and getting potentially more resources to hire for this new role and justify that your decision is actually correct, it's a really good step. Did you also ended up adjusting some of your playbooks for the CSM pool or adjust the CSM pool program based on that feedback?
We did make some adjustments to the playbook from onboarding and implementation really through the ongoing deployment, if you will, for the customer. But we also took the opportunity to determine what resources were missing for those customers to have, a really seamless experience. And we created those and we put them on our online community, which became then a mechanism for those customers to have resources at their fingertips, training at their fingertips, and also the ability to network with other customers who are going through, the same experience, the same model.
Sounds like for specifically your goal, which was to scale the customer success program while allowing customer wow to happen, you not only changed the segmentation or created segmentation, created a pull model for your CSMs, which was successful, but then also supplemented it with one-to-many programs.
Exactly.
All right, guys, if you want to hear more details about this methodology and other nuggets of stories and examples, come attend our session at Pulse Conference 2019. Check out the Pulse Conference schedule for the date and time and block your calendars. It's gonna be an epic session.
See you there.